Captain Natasha Dvorak's fingers danced across the familiar controls of her Tomcat, tail number 159831, as she guided the aircraft through what was supposed to be a routine maintenance flight. The autumn sun glinted off the wings of the supposedly retired fighter, maintained under the guise of a heritage program at Naval Air Station Oceana. The year was 2045, and for nearly 4 decades, the world had believed the F-14D fleet was nothing more than a collection of museum pieces and airshow attractions. Only a select few knew the truth. These aircraft harbored humanity's most advanced technological achievements, hidden in plain sight. Flight Control Phantom 1, Natasha called out, using the designated call sign for test flights, completing final check on system diagnostics. Her voice betrayed none of the excitement she felt every time she flew this technological marvel disguised as an antique. "Copy that, Phantom 1, responded Lieutenant Commander Marcus Terrell, her ground controller and one of the few cleared for knowledge of the program. "All standard systems showing green." Natasha smiled to herself. Standard systems was their code for the conventional avionics that any aircraft enthusiast would expect to find in an F-14D. The real technology lay dormant, integrated so seamlessly with the original systems that even a detailed inspection would reveal nothing unusual. The mission changed when her quantum detection array, disguised as a regular radar upgrade, began registering anomalous readings. The signals appeared as subtle distortions in the background radiation, something that would have been dismissed as atmospheric interference on conventional equipment. "Control, I'm picking up unusual patterns in Sector 7, she reported, maintaining the practiced calm that had earned her selection for the program. "Request permission to investigate." There was a pause longer than usual before Marcus responded. "Stand by, Phantom 1. The silence that followed spoke volumes. In 3 years of flying these missions, Natasha had never been asked to stand by. 2 minutes later, a new voice came over her secure channel. "Phantom 1, this is Director Zhang. You are authorized to activate Protocol Echo 79. Authentication code, Quantum Shadow." Natasha's heart rate spiked. Protocol E79 had never been activated outside of simulations. With practiced precision, she entered a series of commands into what appeared to be the standard navigation computer. The aircraft's hidden systems came alive, quantum processors spinning up beneath decades-old panels. The F-14D's transformation was subtle but profound. To any outside observer, the aircraft would appear unchanged, but Natasha could feel the difference in how it handled. The quantum field generators, disguised as routine engine modifications, created a bubble of altered spacetime around the aircraft. "Control Phantom 1, Protocol E79 active and stable," she reported. "The quantum signature is unusual. It doesn't match any of our test profiles." Dr. Yuki Tanaka's voice joined the conversation from the quantum research facility buried deep beneath the base. "Captain Dvorak, we're seeing similar anomalies across our global sensor network. Whatever you're detecting up there, it's not alone." As if in response to Dr. Tanaka's words, Natasha's quantum interface displayed a series of complex patterns. "Control, the signal is intensifying. I'm getting coherent patterns now. This isn't random interference." Captain Director Zhang's voice was tense. "You're the closest asset we have to these phenomena. Maintain observation but do not initiate contact. We're activating the entire hidden fleet." Across the globe, other F-14DS maintained by the secret program were being prepared for emergency deployment. Each aircraft represented years of careful development, testing, and integration of advanced quantum technology into airframes that the world had written off as obsolete. The signal suddenly shifted, becoming more focused. Natasha's quantum interface began translating the patterns into recognizable data streams. "Control, I'm receiving what appears to be a deliberate transmission. The quantum signature suggests it's not from Earth." "Can you isolate the source?" Dr. Tanaka asked, her scientific curiosity evident even through the secure channel. "Affirmative," Natasha responded, adjusting her quantum sensors. "Signal origin appears to be approaching from bearing 45, altitude approximately 80,000 feet. Whatever it is, it's descending." Director Zhang's next words confirmed the gravity of the situation. "Captain Dvorak, you are now designated as quantum lead. 2 more of our modified F-14DS are launching to join you. This is the moment we've been preparing for." As Natasha maintained her position, she reflected on the irony of the situation. The F-14D, a fighter that had supposedly seen its last operational flight decades ago, was about to become humanity's first line of defense against what appeared to be an extraterrestrial contact. Quantum 2 and 3 form up on my wing, she ordered as two more F-14DS joined her. Maintain quantum camouflage. Let's show our visitors why hiding our best technology in plain sight was the smartest decision we ever made. The three fighters moved into formation, their quantum fields synchronized. To conventional radar, they would appear as nothing more than restored museum pieces on a heritage flight. But their true capabilities were about to be tested in ways their original designers could never have imagined. As the unknown signal grew stronger, Natasha couldn't help but feel a surge of pride. Humanity had prepared for this moment not with obvious displays of technological advancement, but with subtle ingenuity. The F-14D program hadn't just preserved aging aircraft, it had transformed them into something extraordinary. All units maintain formation, she commanded. Whatever happens next, remember your training. We're about to show the universe that humanity's greatest strength lies not in what we show the world, but in what we keep hidden until the right moment. The quantum interface flickered with new data as the unknown source descended through the cloud layer. Humanity's greatest secret was about to be revealed, and Captain Natasha Dvorak was at the forefront of this historic moment. The next few minutes would determine whether their decades of preparation had been enough. The game of celestial chess was about to begin, and humanity's hidden queen was finally moving into position. Dr. Rajesh Malhotra stood in the vast underground facility known as the Nest, his eyes fixed on the holographic display showing the quantum field readings from Captain Dvorak's encounter. Around him, the cavernous space housed several F-14DS in various stages of modification, each one a testament to humanity's ingenuity in hiding advanced technology within aging airframes. The quantum signatures are unlike anything we've seen before, he explained to the assembled team of engineers and military officials. Whatever Captain Dvorak encountered up there, it's operating on principles we've only theorized about. Lieutenant General Victoria Henderson, the program's military overseer, stepped forward. How quickly can we upgrade the remaining F-14DS in the fleet? If this is first contact, we need every available aircraft ready. Rajesh gestured to the nearest F-14D, its panels removed to reveal a complex network of quantum processors and field generators. The integration process is delicate. We're not just adding new technology, we're weaving it into the existing systems in a way that makes it virtually undetectable. Dr. Michio Tanaka, the team's quantum physicist, pulled up another holographic display showing the intricate patterns of their latest quantum field tests. The breakthrough came when we discovered that the F-14D's analog systems naturally dampen quantum signatures. It's as if these aircraft were accidentally designed to hide our modifications. The team moved to the quantum integration bay, where technical chief Olivia Martinez was supervising the installation of new field generators in another F-14D. Each aircraft requires approximately 72 hours of continuous work, she reported. The tricky part is maintaining the balance between the original systems and our quantum upgrades. Show them the new interface, Rajesh suggested, nodding to Olivia. She activated the aircraft systems, and the seemingly ordinary cockpit came alive with quantum-enhanced displays, all carefully designed to appear as standard upgrades to anyone without clearance. The quantum processing core is disguised as a routine avionics upgrade, Olivia explained, pointing to various components. Even if someone were to inspect the aircraft, they'd see nothing more than expected modernization efforts for a heritage aircraft. General Henderson watched as the systems powered up. And the pilots, how are they adapting to the new technology? That's where things get interesting, Rajesh replied, leading the group to the training section. Inside, several pilots were working with quantum interface simulators, learning to handle the enhanced capabilities of their modified aircraft. Commander David Chen, head of pilot training, was monitoring a simulation when they arrived. The quantum interface requires a complete paradigm shift in how pilots think about flight, he explained. We're not just teaching them new systems, we're teaching them to manipulate spacetime itself. On the simulator screens, virtual F-14DS performed maneuvers that would be impossible with conventional technology. The quantum fields allowed the aircraft to execute turns without banking, stop midair without stalling, and accelerate without producing a sonic boom. The real challenge, David continued, is teaching them to maintain the illusion of normal flight when observed. Every movement has to appear consistent with what the world expects from an F14D, even while they're using capabilities far beyond those limitations. A sudden alert from the quantum detection array interrupted their discussion. Dr. Tanaka rushed to the main console, his fingers flying over the controls. We're picking up more quantum signatures, similar to what Captain Dvorak encountered but stronger. They're appearing at multiple points in high Earth orbit. General Henderson immediately opened a secure channel to command. This is why we need every aircraft ready. Dr. Malhotra, what's our current status? Rajesh consulted his quantum tablet disguised as a standard maintenance computer. We have 15 F-14DS fully upgraded and combat-ready. Another 8 are in various stages of modification. With round-the-clock work, we can have them all operational within 2 weeks. You have 1 week, the general replied, her tone leaving no room for argument. Whatever's up there, they're about to discover that humanity isn't as technologically primitive as we've led the galaxy to believe. The next 7 days transformed the nest into a hive of continuous activity. Engineers and technicians worked in shifts, integrating quantum technology into the remaining F-14DS while maintaining the careful balance that kept their modifications hidden. Each aircraft required precise calibration to ensure its quantum fields wouldn't interfere with its conventional systems. Dr. Malhotra barely slept, personally overseeing the integration of each new quantum core. The technology they were installing represented decades of secret development, all carefully concealed behind the facade of maintaining historic aircraft. The quantum field synchronization is critical, he explained to his team during a rare break. Each F-14D needs to be able to operate independently while maintaining the capability to form linked quantum networks with other aircraft. It's not just about individual power, it's about creating a unified defense system that our visitors won't expect. On the 6th day, as they were completing the final modifications to the last aircraft, the quantum detection array lit up with unprecedented activity. Dr. Tanaka's voice carried an edge of urgency as he announced, multiple quantum signatures detected entering the atmosphere. Whatever's coming, it's happening now. General Henderson's response was immediate. Launch all available aircraft. Dr. Malhotra, your team has done the impossible. Now it's time to show the universe what these obsolete fighters can really do. As the modified F-14DS began launching from bases around the world, each one appearing to casual observers as nothing more than preserved military history, Rajesh watched the quantum tracking displays with a mixture of pride and apprehension. The technology they had hidden within these aging airframes was about to face its ultimate test. The quantum integration is holding perfectly, Olivia reported, monitoring the telemetry from the launched aircraft. All systems are performing exactly as designed. Commander Chen's voice came over the comm system from the lead aircraft. The quantum interfaces are responding better than in any simulation. Whatever happens next, your work has given us capabilities that would seem like magic to the engineers who originally designed these aircraft. Rajesh smiled, thinking about how the F-14D, an aircraft that many had consigned to museums, had become humanity's most advanced weapon. They had taken a fighter from the past and transformed it into something that could shape humanity's future. All stations prepare for quantum combat protocols, General Henderson ordered. The greatest deception in military history is about to be revealed, and it's happening in aircraft that the world thought were retired decades ago. The quantum sensors continued tracking the approaching signatures as humanity's hidden fleet moved to intercept them. The F-14D program, born from the necessity of concealing advanced technology in plain sight, was about to prove its worth in ways that would redefine humanity's place in the cosmos. The morning sky over the Pacific Ocean erupted with quantum distortions as 12 massive vessels emerged from what appeared to be tiers in spacetime itself. Captain Natasha Dvorak led her squadron of modified F-14DS toward the phenomenon, maintaining their disguise as heritage aircraft on a routine training mission. All units maintain radio silence and standard flight patterns, she ordered through the quantum-encrypted channel. Let them think we're just obsolete fighters up here for show. Behind her visor, her eyes tracked the quantum interface's readings of the alien vessel's energy signatures. Lieutenant Commander Jamal Washington, flying as Phantom 2, monitored his quantum sensors from the second F-14D lid. I'm detecting active scanning from the largest vessel. They're using some form of quantum-based detection system. Perfect, Natasha replied, a slight smile crossing her face. Our quantum dampeners are designed specifically for this. To their scanners, we should look like exactly what we're pretending to be, retired fighters with minimal upgrades. The alien vessels, each nearly a kilometer in length, moved with an otherworldly grace that defied their massive size. Their hulls seemed to ripple with patterns of energy that the quantum interfaces translated into complex data streams. Phantom Squadron, this is Control. Director Zhang's voice came through their secure channel. We're detecting a transmission from the lead vessel. They're broadcasting on multiple frequencies, including several we didn't know existed. The message, when it came, was clear and deliberate. Attention, Earth vessels. This is the Helleran Collective. Your presence in this sector has been noted. Your technological development will be evaluated. Resistance to this assessment will not be tolerated. General Henderson's voice cut through the tension. Captain Dvorak, you are authorized to execute Protocol Omega. Show them exactly what these obsolete fighters can do. Copy that, Control. Natasha's fingers moved across her quantum interface with practiced precision. All units, initiate quantum combat protocols on my mark. 3, 2, 1, execute. In perfect synchronization, the squadron of F14DS underwent a transformation that would have seemed impossible to anyone watching. The quantum fields hidden within their frames activated fully, creating distortions in spacetime that made the aircraft appear to flicker between locations. The Helleran vessel's reaction was immediate. Energy weapons charged, creating arcs of quantum-enhanced plasma that cut through the air toward the Earth fighters. But the F-14DS were no longer where they appeared to be. Quantum evasion pattern Delta, Natasha commanded. Her squadron responded instantly, their aircraft shifting through multiple quantum states simultaneously. The alien weapons passed harmlessly through afterimages while the real fighters maneuvered with impossible agility. Lieutenant Commander Washington's voice carried a note of satisfaction. Their targeting systems are confused. They can't get a lock on our actual positions. Time to show them what we've got, Natasha responded. Execute attack pattern quantum strike. The F-14DS split into 3 groups, each approaching the alien fleet from a different vector. Their quantum fields synchronized, creating interference patterns that disrupted the Helleran vessel's defensive screens. From the command center, Dr. Malhotra watched the quantum telemetry with growing excitement. The field integration is perfect. The aliens' quantum shielding can't adapt to our frequency shifts. The first exchange of actual combat occurred when a Helleran destroyer launched what appeared to be autonomous fighter craft. The alien vessels were sleek and predatory, clearly designed for atmospheric combat, but they had never encountered anything like the quantum-enhanced F-14DS. Phantom 3 through 6, engage the fighter screen, Natasha ordered. The rest of you form up on me, we're going after their command ship. Commander Lisa Chen, piloting Phantom 4, led her element into a series of maneuvers that would have torn apart any conventional aircraft. The F-14DS phased through space-time, appearing to be in multiple locations simultaneously while their quantum weapons disrupted the alien fighters' control systems. These bogies may be advanced, Lisa reported, but they're predictable. They're not used to fighting opponents who can manipulate quantum space. The alien command ship attempted to coordinate a defense, but the Earth fighters' ability to shift between quantum states made traditional tactics useless. Each time the Hellerans adapted to one approach, the F-14DS would shift to another, their quantum fields operating on frequencies that the aliens had never encountered. Their quantum signatures are changing, Dr. Tanaka reported from the research facility. They're trying to modify their shields to match our frequency patterns. Too late, Natasha responded. All units execute Quantum Strike Protocol 7. The F-14DS moved in perfect coordination, their quantum fields combining to create a cascade effect that overwhelmed the alien vessel's defensive systems. Precision strikes with quantum-enhanced weapons targeted key systems, disrupting the Helleran ship's ability to maintain their position in normal space. The alien command ship's response came quickly. Earth vessels, cease your attack. This is unprecedented. Your technological capability far exceeds our intelligence reports. Perhaps, General Henderson responded through the quantum comm channel. You should have looked more closely at what we chose to preserve rather than what we chose to display. The remaining Helleran vessels began to retreat, their quantum drives creating distortions in space as they attempted to distance themselves from the Earth fighters. But the F-14DS had already proven their superiority in quantum combat. Should we pursue? Washington asked, his F-14D's quantum field still humming with power. Negative, Natasha replied. Let them go. They've learned what they needed to learn. Earth is not the primitive world they thought they were investigating. As the alien fleet disappeared into quantum space, leaving behind only the ripples of their hasty departure, the F-14D squadron regrouped in formation. To any observers on the ground, they would appear to be nothing more than a group of historic aircraft returning from a routine flight. All units powered down quantum systems to standby, Natasha ordered. Return to base using conventional flight patterns. Let's maintain our secret a little longer. In the aftermath of the encounter, as the squadron landed at their various bases across the globe, the true significance of what had occurred began to sink in. Humanity had not only successfully defended against an advanced alien force, but had done so using technology hidden within aircraft that the world had dismissed as relics. Director Zhang's final transmission summed up the historic moment. The greatest deception in military history has served its purpose. The F-14D program hasn't just preserved our past, it has secured our future among the stars. The quantum alert klaxons shattered the pre-dawn silence at bases worldwide. 3 weeks after the initial encounter with the Helleran Collective, humanity's worst fears were realized. The quantum detection network lit up with hundreds of signatures. The Hellerans had returned, and they weren't alone. In the primary command center beneath Mount Cheyenne, General Henderson stood before a holographic display showing the incoming threat. They've brought the entire 7th Quantum Fleet, she announced to the assembled command staff. Intelligence suggests they've allied with the Drachnid Empire. Total count, 47 capital ships and over 300 fighter craft. Dr. Malhotra's quantum analysis painted an even grimmer picture. They've modified their shields based on our last encounter. The quantum frequencies we used before won't be as effective. Then it's time for Operation Shadow Wing, Captain Natasha Dvorak declared, stepping forward in her flight suit. The operation, planned in the weeks following the first contact, would put every modified F-14D into combat simultaneously. All pilots man your aircraft, General Henderson ordered through the quantum comm. This is not a drill. Operation Shadow Wing is now active. Across the globe, 78 F-14DS emerged from hidden hangars and seemingly ordinary museum displays. Each aircraft, secretly upgraded with the latest quantum technology, represented humanity's best hope for survival. Commander Lisa Chen's voice came through the quantum network from her base in Singapore. Pacific Squadron ready for launch. Quantum systems green. Similar reports flooded in from bases worldwide. The F-14DS took to the skis in what appeared to be a coordinated heritage flight, a final display of defiance that the aliens would surely interpret as desperation. Lieutenant Commander Washington, now leading the Atlantic Squadron, reported from his position over the mid-Atlantic. Multiple quantum ruptures detected. They're starting their attack run. The alien fleet emerged from quantum space in a display of overwhelming force. Their massive ships darkened the skies over every major city, a show of power meant to cow humanity into submission. All units, Natasha commanded from her lead position, execute Shadow Wing Protocol Alpha. Remember your training, we're not just fighting for Earth, we're fighting for every species these empires have subjugated. The F-14DS began their transformation. Quantum fields activated in perfect synchronization, creating a complex web of interconnected spacetime distortions. To the alien fleet's sensors, the Earth fighters seemed to multiply, each aircraft existing in multiple quantum states simultaneously. They're launching fighters, Lisa reported. Reading multiple quantum weapon signatures, they've definitely upgraded since our last encounter. The battle erupted across Earth's atmosphere. The alien fighters, expecting to face primitive Earth technology, instead found themselves engaged with aircraft that could manipulate the very fabric of spacetime. Execute Maneuver Quantum Echo, Natasha ordered her squadron. The F-14DS performed what should have been impossible, phasing through the aliens' quantum shields by matching and then inverting their frequency patterns. Dr. Malhotra's voice came through the command channel. The quantum network is holding. Each F-14D is amplifying the other's capabilities. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. A Drachnid battlecruiser attempted to target Washington's squadron with its main quantum cannon. The weapon, capable of vaporizing a small city, fired, but the F-14DS shifted through quantum space, the beam passing harmlessly through their afterimages. "They still don't understand," Washington commented, his squadron reforming for a counterattack. "They think quantum technology has to be big and obvious. They never considered that we could miniaturize it and hide it in plain sight." The tide turned when Lisa's Pacific Squadron executed a perfectly coordinated quantum strike against the Helleran flagship. Their quantum fields synchronized to create a cascade failure in the massive vessel's shields. "All units capitalize on that breach," General Henderson ordered. "Show them why the F-14D was worth preserving." The Earth fighters struck with precision born of years of secret training. Their quantum weapons, disguised as conventional missiles, phased through the aliens' defensive screens and rematerialized inside critical systems. Capital ships began falling from the sky, their quantum cores destabilized by weapons they hadn't believed Earth capable of producing. "Drachnid forces are attempting to regroup," Dr. Tanaka reported from his monitoring station. "They're trying to establish a quantum lock on our signatures." "Execute Shadow Protocol Omega," Natasha commanded. All 78 F-14DS activated their most closely guarded capability, true quantum invisibility. The aircraft didn't just disappear, they ceased to exist in normal spacetime, becoming untraceable even to the most advanced quantum sensors. The alien fleet, suddenly unable to track or target any Earth fighters, fell into chaos. Their formation broke as F-14DS seemed to appear from nowhere, strike with devastating precision, and vanish again into quantum space. "Their quantum cores are destabilizing," Lisa reported. "The cascade effect is spreading through their fleet faster than they can contain it." The Hellerans and Drachnids, facing technology they couldn't understand or counter, began a desperate retreat. Their mighty fleet, which had arrived expecting an easy victory, was being systematically dismantled by fighters they had dismissed as obsolete. "Let them run," General Henderson ordered as the alien vessels fled into quantum space. "They'll spread the word, Earth is not to be underestimated." In the battle's aftermath, as the F-14DS returned to their bases, humanity celebrated its greatest victory. The aircraft that had been preserved under the guise of historical interest had proven to be the planet's most effective defense. "Status report," Natasha called out to her squadrons. "Pacific Squadron, all aircraft returning to base," Lisa responded. "Quantum systems nominal." "Atlantic Squadron, same here," Washington added. The old birds didn't even break a sweat. From his position in the command center, Dr. Malhotra watched the quantum telemetry with pride. The technology they had hidden within these legendary airframes had exceeded even his expectations. "Operation Shadow Wing is complete," General Henderson announced to all channels. "The F-14D fleet has once again proven why it was worth keeping around. But remember, as far as the world is concerned, this was just another day of heritage flights." As the quantum-enhanced fighters landed at their respective bases, resuming their disguise as museum pieces and vintage aircraft, the true scope of humanity's achievement began to sink in. They hadn't just won a battle, they had demonstrated that humanity's greatest strength lay not in showing their power, but in knowing when to hide it. The F-14D, an aircraft that the world thought belonged in history books, had written a new chapter in humanity's story, one that would reshape their place among the stars. 3 months after Operation Shadow Wing, the underground facility known as the Nest buzzed with unprecedented activity. The hangar doors opened to reveal an F-14D being carefully moved into position, but this one was different. Instead of hiding its quantum technology, the aircraft proudly displayed its advanced capabilities through a sleek integration of old and new. Dr. Rajesh Malhotra stood beside Captain Natasha Dvorak as they watched technicians install the latest generation of quantum systems. "It feels strange," he admitted, "working in the open after all these years of secrecy." "The world needed to know eventually," Natasha replied, running her hand along the aircraft's transformed fuselage. "Especially after the Galactic Council's invitation." The devastating defeat of the combined Helleran and Drachnid fleets had sent shockwaves through the galaxy. Earth's quantum-enhanced F-14DS had accomplished what no other emerging civilization had managed. They had broken the technological suppression that advanced species had used to maintain their dominance. General Henderson approached, accompanied by Ambassador Lyra, the first diplomatic representative from the Galactic Alliance of Free Worlds. The tall, crystalline being moved with fluid grace as she examined the aircraft. "Your achievement goes beyond military victory," Lyra said, her translated voice carrying tones of admiration. "You've proven that innovation doesn't always mean discarding the old. Sometimes the best path forward is to build upon existing foundations." In the weeks following Operation Shadow Wing, Earth had received contact from dozens of civilizations that had secretly resisted the technological dominance of empires like the Hellurans. The F14D program had become a symbol of resistance and ingenuity across the galaxy. Lieutenant Commander Washington entered the hangar, fresh from a diplomatic mission to one of these civilizations. "The Centauri Federation is particularly interested in our quantum integration techniques," he reported. "They've been hiding their own technological developments in outdated systems. That's why the Council wants Earth to lead the new Technological Liberation Initiative," General Henderson explained, activating a holographic display showing various alien vessels. "Our success with the F14D program has inspired others to reveal their hidden advancements." Dr. Tanaka, who had been analyzing data from these newly revealed technologies, joined the group. "The quantum principles we developed independently align perfectly with discoveries made by other civilizations. It's creating a new renaissance of technological cooperation." The main screens activated, showing news feeds from around the world. The public revelation of the F14D program had initially shocked the global community, but amazement and pride quickly followed. The aircraft that many had fought to preserve for historical reasons had become humanity's greatest technological achievement. Commander Lisa Chen arrived with the latest reports from the International Training Program. "We're receiving pilot candidates from every nation," she announced. "Even countries that never operated F-14DS want to be part of the program. The quantum interface training facilities are running at full capacity." "And the Hellurans?" Natasha asked, turning to Ambassador Lyra. "Their empire is crumbling," the alien diplomat replied. "Many of their subject worlds are revealing their own hidden technologies. Your victory showed them that suppression of advancement is ultimately futile." Dr. Malhotra moved to the Quantum Development Lab, where his team was working on the next generation of innovations. "We're no longer just adapting quantum technology to fit existing aircraft," he explained. "We're designing new systems that blend the best of both worlds." The prototype displayed on his screens showed an aircraft that maintained the iconic lines of the F-14D but incorporated openly visible quantum technology. "The world still needs its heroes," he said, "but now they can shine in full view." A sudden alert drew their attention to the quantum detection array. But unlike the tense moments of months past, these signals were expected. A diplomatic delegation from the Galactic Council was arriving for the formal ceremony that would recognize Earth as a full member of the galactic community. "Captain Dvorak," General Henderson called out, "prepare your squadron for the honor guard formation. Let's show our guests how we've transformed necessity into art." Natasha nodded to her pilots, who moved quickly to their aircraft. The F-14DS, now openly displaying their quantum capabilities, launched into the afternoon sky. Their quantum fields created beautiful patterns of light as they maneuvered into formation. The alien vessels that emerged from quantum space were not warships, but elegant diplomatic carriers. They were greeted by the sight of Earth's F-14D squadron performing maneuvers that demonstrated both the grace of the original design and the amazing capabilities of their quantum enhancements. "Your civilization has achieved something remarkable," Ambassador Lyra observed. "You've proven that true advancement doesn't mean abandoning your heritage. Sometimes, the most powerful innovations come from preserving and enhancing what others might discard." In the months that followed, the F-14D program became the foundation for a new era of human technological development. The aircraft that had hidden humanity's greatest secrets now led the way in open collaboration with civilizations across the galaxy. Training facilities were established worldwide, teaching new generations of pilots to operate quantum-enhanced aircraft. The principles developed for the F-14D program were adapted for civilian use, revolutionizing transportation, energy production, and space exploration. "We've come full circle," Natasha remarked one evening, standing with Dr. Malhotra as they watched new pilots training in the quantum simulators. These aircraft were preserved to maintain our connection to aviation history. Now they're making history all over again. The F-14D fleet, once hidden away as seeming relics, had become the bridge between Earth's past and its stellar future. Each aircraft served as a reminder that sometimes the greatest achievements come not from starting anew, but from building upon the foundations laid by those who came before. As Earth took its place among the stars, the F-14D stood as a symbol of human ingenuity and determination. The aircraft that many had thought belonged only in museums had proven that with vision, creativity, and courage, anything was possible. The secret was out, but the legend had only grown stronger. The F-14D, preserved through decades of dedication, had not just secured humanity's place among the stars. It had helped create a new dawn of freedom and innovation across the galaxy.